Welcome home to USA Global TV and Radio, a place where dreams take flight, with authentic storytelling, diverse perspectives and meaningful conversations, where global stories unite and bridges are built beyond all borders. Discover world-class education, entertainment, hope and inspiration. Together, we're building bridges worldwide. Subscribe to our channel, USA Global TV. Download our app, USA Global TV. Be our guest or join our team. Visit usaglobaltv.com. Thanks to our founder and executive producer, Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck. Music score by Yeffy Tang from Cloud Road Music. Voiceover artist Mike Porter. Creative direction by Paul Garcia. USA Global TV and Radio, your home for global connection. All rights reserved. This video and its contents are the exclusive property of USA Global TV and Radio. Unauthorized use, duplication or redistribution in any form is strictly prohibited.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome home to USA Global TV and Radio, where we are proudly the home of our award for being a YouTube Silver Creator. Over 100,000 subscribers on our first channel, and on our second channel, we just crossed over 35,000 subscribers. So we really do appreciate you. Our show today is It's Your Healthy Lifestyle. I'm Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck, and I'm not alone for our show. Our show is really about how we can find out new ways, or maybe ways that have been around for a long time, which we weren't aware of, to be healthy, to have a healthy lifestyle. The star of our show is Mr. Roland Friedel. He's a dear friend. We'll be meeting very soon in 2 weeks or so. And he is an advocate for Juice Plus, as am I. And he's also an advocate for healthy lifestyle choices. He is a entrepreneur, a serial entrepreneur. He's an author. He's a coach. He's a mentor. He's worked with some of the biggest companies in the world, and he's a really good person. Let's welcome him to the show. Mr. Roland Friedel, come on out. Hello.
Hello, Dr. Jacqueline. Great to see you again. Hello to our audience. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. They are joining us. I'm happy to be back. Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you. And I also want to announce that you speak German fluently. You've done some shows in German. You'll be doing some more, and you and I will be collaborating on how we can expand this platform across Germany and France. So thank you for that.
Well, Dr. Jacqueline, it's time that we spread the TV shows, and especially in Europe, there's a large demand on real good education. And so I'm looking forward to it. Let's rock it. I guess the best is yet to come.
That's right. I woke up this morning and I was singing a song by Mariah Carey, and I heard your voice going, "Let's rock it." I was like, yeah, let's do it. So Roland, before we get into our topic today, which is healthy foods for healthy kids, can you share a little bit with our audience? As I mentioned, we're continuously growing. We're on over 30 platforms that we're responsible for. Plus we have 2 distributors taking us out on many other platforms. So new people all the time. Tell us a little bit about your background and your passion for a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah, thank you. Hello, everyone. Yeah, I'm Roland. As you can hear, I have an accent, so I'm born and raised in Austria, in the middle of Europe. Actually, I'm broadcasting, by the way, from Belgium. I'm sitting in my motorhome in a national park in Belgium. Anyway, so my background is, normally, school, university. I had a very fast, super successful career in the corporate world. And on the peak of that, as the youngest member of board of director with 28, I quit. I started my own companies, already owned companies during my university time. So I came back to my entrepreneurship, studied in different areas, got a lot of experience. To be honest, some businesses very successful, some businesses exactly 2 also failed, which gave me a lot of learnings, a lot of insights. It was a good experience afterward. Not at the time, but when I think back, it was a very, very good experience to make my own experience. It was so important for me. So I was in different business fields, and also almost 30 years ago, I started becoming a coach and mentor and a business training for huge companies. Actually, this happened by accident, to be honest. I never had a website, I never had a business card, but someone asked me, when they saw a speech of mine in Switzerland, if I can also train other people, because at the moment I had a franchise network with 8,000 members in the team and stuff like that. So yeah, I became a mentor, a coach of tech companies worldwide, especially most Americans or Canadian companies. Was a cool time. I still do some of these companies, work with them like Sage or Diebold Nixdorf and OpenText. I still do with them, some of them. Actually, had a conversation with Xerox today again. Besides that, well, a long story. I'm sorry. Besides that, I was very engaged. I'm still very engaged in men's world. So next week, I'm going to a conference because I'm part of the European leadership in the men's world. I go to Berlin. I'm very engaged in different, many different things, and also in health, because I'm 60. Well, I was 60 last year. I'm going to be 61 this year. And for me, health is one of the most important things besides our family life, because, without health, nothing is fun. You cannot perform. You cannot be successful in whatever area you want to be successful, and you cannot enjoy your achievements. So health is very, very important for me, and that's why I'm very engaged in health and for myself as a role model. And I always want to have a short disclaimer here on USA Global TV and Radio. I'm not a medical doctor, and I just share my personal experience, what I'm doing myself, my kids, and so on, my family, my grandkids. That's what I also do, sharing my own experience, what works for me best. Maybe it can work for you too. Thanks.
Absolutely, Roland. Thank you so much for that. We are excited to talk about this subject because children really are the future. And I love when I'm around little kids. I have a great niece and a great nephew, and I just love all that energy. And their parents do such a great job in just giving them natural food choices. There was no baby food. Everything is completely natural, and as well as their dog. So I really advocate for that. So what is the term healthy when it comes to healthy food? Because some people might have one viewpoint. Some people might think candy could be healthy because it gives you an instant boost, but it has a lot of sugar. So today, when I actually was looking for something to drink, I usually drink like what I have today, which is just caffeine-free tea and water. But I saw some iced tea and I was really excited about it. And then I saw 60 calories and 16 grams of sugar in this one bottle. And I thought, oh my gosh, somebody might look at that and not look at the back and just go, oh, it's iced tea. It's tea, it doesn't have any calories. So healthy can mean different things to different people. What is your version of healthy when it comes to food?
Healthy for me means natural, non-processed food. That's for me natural and healthy. Meaning, I don't care if you're a vegetarian or a meat eater like myself. I don't care about this. It's not about diets. It's about eating non-processed, clean, fresh food that is available on when you have your own garden, your own farm, or from a farmer market. That's what I mean. Healthy is fresh, non-processed, non-GMO, no herbicides, pesticides. Stuff like that. That's what I mean in general healthy food, meaning nothing that is produced in a company. But when you go to a supermarket, I guess 95% of is for me, it's not food. It's just, you can eat it, it tastes, but it's processed in a factory. It's not from nature. It's funny, actually, because last week I met a friend of mine in Germany, and we talked about when we've been kids. Of course, we love to have candies. To be honest, who not? But we went to a grocery shop. There was no supermarkets in Europe 55 years ago, 60 years ago. There were no supermarkets, just small grocery shops, and their owner hold, and we know the owner. So we went there with a penny. And we asked for some sweet, and he opened mostly a glass and gave him one candy for us. We paid for it. We're happy with the candy, walking home. When you now go to the supermarket, when we talk about candies, you can buy a packet, I don't know what, 2 pounds, 3 pounds, 4 pounds, family size, XXL size. So what happened the last years is there's too much processed food, and all this processed food is too much sugar in different names and different forms. So healthy means for me non-processed, no sugar added.
No sugar. And to
added.
your point,
No sugar added, because fruits have sugar, of course.
right.
Non-sugar added. Yeah.
Right. It's interesting how you can see things like I mentioned this iced tea, and there were so many grams of sugar, and then there were added grams. So I don't even know what that means. So can you explain that? There's sugar, and then there's added sugar. Does that mean they're like fructose or corn syrup or something else?
Yeah, I mean, some products have natural sugar, like fruits, for example. They have natural sugar. or carbohydrates itself is sugar. But most of the processed food, they add sugar because sugar is very cheap on the market. There are different forms of sugar. I want to go too deep. And it's a good, in the beginning, we used sugar to preserve products. Like we had salt, for example. Yeah. We also had sugar to preserve things because there were no fridges 100 years ago or 150 years ago. So in the beginning, we used it as a preservative, and we used it a little bit as a sweetener. But now we have sugar everywhere. And I remember, I don't eat it anymore, but I was a bean lover. When I make a chili con carne or something like that. And I was buying a special American company with special beans. And I always used them. I said, why the hell is it sweet? It's a sweet thing. And I looked at the ingredients and said, okay, it's 60% sugar added to these beans. So there's everything sugar, everything in it. And I always say, please don't blame the meat what the sugar is doing. Whatever you buy sugar, because there's a belief in a lot of people, and I know where it's coming from. It's a lot of advertising. Fat is bad, and it's a lot of sugar inside. Instead of fat. So a lot of so-called light products, they're low in fat, high in sugar. That's what's going on. And the other thing is, when you want to, we have to understand the industry. When you start a company and selling food, of course you want to have a lot of clients. And of course you want to have a high retention rate, meaning the client is staying with you. So what are you doing from the beginning? You advertise the kids because there's the customer of the future, and you put a lot of sugar in it because it's cheap, it's a preservative, but it also makes you addicted to it, and then you stay with the product. That's what's going on. We have to understand this mechanism. And to be honest, I give an example. When I was in my students' time, I had coffee with sugar, and then a friend of mine asked me 40 years ago, "Why are you taking sugar?" And I said, "Yeah, I like it. Try it without sugar." I said, "I cannot stand coffee without sugar." I said, "Try it." And since almost 40 years, I cannot imagine to have sugar in my coffee. So it's just how we get used to it. And sugar in general is not bad, but we consume much too much. And you, Dr. Jacqueline, you mentioned soft drinks, and it's interesting because when I talk to people, I said, I don't understand, Roland, why I get a little bit overweight or a little more overweight. I don't eat that much. I don't eat sugar, but most of them are consuming sugar through their soft drinks. And I don't drink any soft drink. I have water here. I love coffee, non-sugar coffee, as I said. I drink water. And in very rare occasions, a little glass of wine or something like that. So I don't have sugar intake with my drinks. And most people, especially in the American, when we look at a typical standard American diet, we see that most people have already too much sugar just by drinking, meaning soft drinks.
It's very important that you share that, I think, because if you look at a package, or, in the United States, McDonald's is very popular. I know it's a worldwide presence, but people can drink sodas and they could consume hundreds and hundreds of calories that have no value whatsoever. And maybe they're not eating a lot, but still, whatever we put into our body has to be processed through our digestive system. So giving children soda, for example, or even sugar, I know when I was growing up, many times you would see parents just give kids whatever they wanted just to shut them up. Like, please, here, take the candy, do this, do that. And now I think after years, people realize that is not the best thing, because the sugar wears off and all of a sudden their energy level drops and they don't know what happens. And it happens with us as adults too. And you can get a headache, you have low blood sugar, and then you're constantly reaching out for more sugar. So what actually happens? I know you've done a lot of fasting. I've done intermittent fasting. What happens when you go off of sugar? You decide, what, this is it. I'm not going to have sugar anymore. What happens to the body?
In the beginning, depending how you're addicted, you already have become to sugar. It's like when you get off cocaine or alcohol or a cigarette or heroin or something, it's an addiction. So you're suffering because your body wants more of it. You get used to it. Okay? You're suffering in the beginning. You get a headache. You feel fatigued. You're in a bad mood or stuff like that. Maybe you fall into depression or something like that. It's a normal reaction when you stop an addiction. This is normal. But and it takes a while to go through this, and after all, you feel much better. Much better. I can tell you, since I don't consume sugar anymore, especially in the mornings, normally a breakfast in the morning was cereals or a muesli or bread with, I don't know, with some jam or some fruit stuff. And some people have their sugar in the coffee or their sugar in the tea, or they drink a chocolate drink or something like that, whatever. There's too much sugar. There's too much sugar. So the sugar increase is very high in your blood system. So what your body does, because it's very unhealthy, is it produces insulin to bring the sugar down, and it fires insulin like crazy, and it drops the sugar down very fast. So the sugar increases very fast, and with the insulin it drops very fast, as long as the diabetes or your body's still working, and it drops very fast. And when it drops very fast, you feel very fatigued again, you feel hungry, and you put in more sugar, snacks, whatever. This is on and off and on and off and on and off. So, and after a while, your system is collapsing and you become a diabetes. There's one thing. The other thing is that you cannot lose weight when you produce insulin, because insulin is, for example, is also used in the meat industry. The pigs, to get pork, to produce pork, the pigs get a lot of insulin because insulin makes you fat. So as long as your body is producing insulin, get out of insulin, you cannot lose fat. It's impossible. No matter how much you train in the gym, it's not working. So we have to be really careful about sugar. But it's not all about sugar. There are many other things too. What I want to mention is, especially for kids, what I always seen with kids, and that's why my kids never have been allowed to get sugar at home. In the restaurant, occasionally we went to a restaurant, they could order whatever, they want, even a Coke. We didn't care. But at home, we never had a soft drink. We never had chocolate, except on holidays, like, when the grandparents come on Christmas or Easter, stuff like that. But the rest, no sugar, and they still don't eat sugar, my kids, much. Well, they're grown up now. Why did we do this? Because we know, because I've been working a long time in the food industry, you set the foundation of a healthy adult in the childhood. Well, we can go a little bit deeper with Dr. Charlie if you want, but you set the foundation in the childhood. What they're eating has an impact on their growth, also on their mental and physical growth, on both, on their health status, and this has a huge impact on how they get allergic or whatever stuff, or the immune system reacts when they become adults. So we set the foundation for our kids very, very early, and that's why there was no sugar at home. We couldn't avoid it totally. You get all your friends in the kindergarten and school like that who have candies and stuff like that. So, but my kids understood that. So for them, candies was something very special, like it was in my childhood. Of course, they enjoyed it, but on a very rare moments. And then this was really a special day with the candies, and not available every day, like everything. I say, like for me, alcohol, for example. Sometimes when I have a very good dinner, I enjoy just one glass of a very good red wine, not a cheap one, a very, very good red wine. And then it's something special. I don't drink it every day like most people do. And the same is what we did with sugar with my kids.
Thank you for sharing that, Roland. And I think something that might be a good analogy for people to relate to is we can see the damage that sugar does to our teeth very easily. When people get cavities, that's a result of sugar. And if it's putting a hole in your teeth, imagine what it's doing to other parts of your body.
Absolutely. It's a good thing. I'm 60. I become 61 this year. I don't have even a filler. I don't have caries. I go twice to the dentist just for cleaning. Yeah. But I don't have a filler. I have nothing in my teeth. And it's not about the genes, because my parents had both very bad ones. But I still have my original ones. I didn't bleach them. They're still mine, and I have no fillers. So, because of course, I said about sugar. I told you backstage, I was in Germany the last days. And I went to an ice cream shop, Italian ice cream. I love ice cream, but I don't buy it at supermarkets, this processed stuff. I only eat the homemade one from the Italians one. And it's every 2-3 weeks in summer I enjoy an ice cream, and I really appreciate it. I really love it. I really enjoy it, but not on a daily basis like most people. And again, especially for kids, I know it's difficult because it's so easy to become addicted to sugar. It's so easy. That's really, it's, for me, sugar is, I'm sorry to say that, but for me, it's worse than cocaine. I'm not a cocaine user, okay? But it's worse than cocaine. Why? Because you get addicted to it, you get sick, and it's easy to have access. It's legal. And especially for kids, I guess, as a parent, we have responsibility to take care about our kids. And a short story, I don't know, about 30, no, 30, 20, 25 years ago, I was invited by the company I was working for the food industry. We went to a beautiful 5-star hotel in the Alps, and there was a very famous specialist. He was working with the best ski teams in the world as a therapist and also nutrition. And he went to and I remember this in the first morning. In the first morning, we had to get a breakfast in this fabulous hotel. Of course, there was also cereals and stuff like that. He took all this so-called healthy stuff in one box, and then milk and everything, and then he put it in the blender. He shaked it, everything. And I said, "Would you drink this?" And it was smelling bad. Would you drink this or eat this? I said, no. But this is how it mixes in your stomach. And he told us, if you don't like your kids, give them cereals in the morning, and you really hate them, give them a special product. I don't name it here. Give them a special. If you really hate them, give or serve them a special product. I don't name it here, every morning. And for me, this was also a wake-up call. I said, "Oh my God, what are we doing here?" So yeah, I stay away from these things, and to be honest, the reality gives me right. I'm healthy, my kids are healthy, my grandkids are healthy. We're in a good shape. We don't never see a doctor. Twice a year we check the dentist for cleaning. We all feel good. And I only can say from my own experience, are my kids suffering? When you talk to them, they're now 35, 32, 28. If you talk, when I meet them occasionally, did they suffer from the food? I said, no, because we didn't know it. What we didn't know, we missed it. We had it once in a while, it was okay, but we didn't miss it in our childhood. No, because it was not an issue. Absolutely not. And I think it's our responsibility to really take care of our kids, what I said in the beginning, because we set the foundation of a healthy adult, of a healthy teenager, of a healthy adult in the childhood. And even the Chinese, when we talk about Chinese medicine, the TMC, they talk about when a girl wants to become pregnant, she should change her diet immediately with a healthy one 3 years before she was to be pregnant, because we know it has an impact. Well, it's a little bit too much maybe, but I think it's important, especially also for pregnant women, because the baby gets the food and the energy and through the mom to take care of what's an intake. And again, we don't talk about an ascetic lifestyle. I don't live in a cave. I don't live in a forest. I don't eat just herbs. No. I enjoy everything. I love steaks. I love lobster. As I said, a glass of wine, berries and stuff like that. It's not about not eating them or not enjoying it, but it means what I mean is just enjoying it and not consuming it every day without thinking about it. That's what I mean. So what I mean is, when I eat an ice cream, I don't think about the sugar. I just enjoy it because I know it. I do it, I don't know, maybe twice a month or something like that. This has absolutely, because I'm not diabetic, it has no impact on my health status, on my fitness, not at all, because I don't do it every day. So that's what I mean. I enjoy it. I love it. I don't think about it. I don't have any regrets or something like that. I do it. And the rest of the day, I eat something else. And I think we have to learn this, that we eat good and healthy. And the other thing is, when we talk about kids, and I want to share something, prepare a small presentation later, is whatever we do in life as a parents, kids always look on our steps. They copy us. They imitate us. So we have to be a good role example. I cannot smoke and drink alcohol and eat candies the whole day in front of the TV set and tell my kids, no, that's not good for me. That's not working. Yeah. So we have to become a role model and feel healthier and feel better. And then it's less stress, And then when you really, as I said, when you love your kids, take care of them. And that's what this guy told us. If you hate them, feed them this stuff. And this was a real shock for me. Like, how can you hate your own kids?
Yes, that's a whole other show, a whole other topic. We are going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to come back. You have a presentation you're going to share with our audience. So stay with us here on It's Your Healthy Lifestyle. We'll be right back. We're going to watch a new movie trailer about Lady Ella, and she's now teamed up with her brother, Lord Jack, for kindness adventures. Here we go.
From the magical world of the amazing adventures of Lady Ella comes a heartwarming new journey filled with kindness, courage, and compassion. Lady Ella The beloved ladybug and listening mentor is back, and this time she is not alone. Meet her brave and thoughtful brother, Lord Jack. Together, they take flight on their very first kindness adventure. Along the way, they meet 3 new friends in need: a duck feeling discouraged, a mouse struggling to be understood, and a busy little bee who's completely lost. But with the power of elevated listening and simple acts of kindness, Lady Ella and Lord Jack show us how understanding and empathy can make the biggest difference in someone's day. Written by Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck. The Listening Mentor. This 9th book in the best-selling Lady Ella series teaches children ages 5 to 10 the essential skills of listening, kindness, and etiquette. Now available for pre-order on Amazon. Scan the QR code and order your copy today.
Welcome back to It's Your Healthy Lifestyle here on USA Global TV and Radio. I'm Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck, and I'm joined by the star of our show, Mr. Roland Friedel. Hello, Roland. Welcome back to the program.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
Hello. So before we took the break, we were talking about sugar and the impact it has specifically on children, and how parents really have a role in deciding how much children are watching them and their maybe dysfunctional behavior, and whether or not they're showing up as the best version of themselves so that their children can look to them as role models. You've got a presentation for us today. What will you be sharing?
I want to share 2 things. First of all, I want to share a product that could help a lot of children and their parents to bridge the gap between what the kids should eat and actually do eat. I use them also, and I still consume it, but we use it also for our kids because it was really, really helpful for them to grow them healthy and fit. That's what I want to share, and the product, why it's on the market, how it's working, how kids get it for free. So kids get it for free. We want to explain this, and I also want to show some studies or some outcome if your kids and yourself are taking this amazing fruits and vegetables. So it's all about that's one of my wishes: inspiring healthy living around the world, inspire other people by my role model, by myself, and share my own story and inspire other people to live healthy. And the thing is, as I said at the beginning, it's not about that we have to give away all the other stuff. No, but slowly, it's about really a lifestyle change. We're not talking about any diet. It's just a lifestyle change. And so the guiding principle is when we talk about our supporting you is with supplements is there's a so-called guiding principle is it must be simple. Simplicity is very important. So it's easy to take it every day. It's authenticity. It's a good quality. It's a permanence. So do it on a long time. I started with Just Plus in June 1994, so 31 years ago. It's also good community, and it's absolutely affordable and reachable. And for me, Just Plus is the next best thing to fruits and vegetables. The best is always fresh and fruits and vegetables, no doubt at all. The issue is, or the challenge is, when you don't have a garden and you don't live in an area where you can grow and harvest the whole year, then you have a challenge, because most fruits and vegetables that we buy in the supermarket, they look good, but they don't have the ingredients they should have because they are harvested too fast, because the company has to ship them, they have to pack them, and have to sell them. So, and we all know that the most important ingredients in fruit and vegetables, means the so-called micronutrients like vitamins, enzymes, and the phytochemicals. There are 10,000 phytochemicals that are so good and healthy. They only will be in the fruit or in the veggie in the last day of the growing when it has enough sun. So it's not about how the food looks, it's about the ingredients. So fresh fruit and vegetable from your own garden is the best choice, no doubt. Just Plus is the best thing if you don't can harvest your own stuff every day in your garden. So let's look about when we talk about supplements. For those who are not already use supplements, when you started already taking, congratulations, you're on the right path. Just to explain what's the difference between different supplements. In general, we can divide between isolated high-dose vitamins and mineral products. They're mostly artificial, or we talk about the best about fruits and vegetables. So in my opinion, or in your opinion, what's better, artificial or nature? I think nature's the best. If you have kids and grandkids, what's the best? If you want to give a natural product or an artificial product? I want my kids to get the best natural products. So, because nature knows it best. And that's the difference between Choose Plus and any other product. It's not isolated. It's not a high dosage vitamin. It's not artificial. It's natural. It's from fruits and vegetables, and it's also natural in the meaning the company doesn't select a few things, a few vitamins, a few phytochemicals, what scientists think that could be good for you. So they use the whole fruit. It's a whole fruit product because nature knows it best since thousands and thousands of years. And I always saw when I go in the garden or when you go to a farmer shop, you don't say, I want to, I don't know, 3 cranberries, I want to have 2 oranges, I want to have 3 strawberries, and I don't want to, because I want to fill up my vitamin. No, you just eat fruits and vegetables. You don't think about the ingredients. Yeah, you just eat it because you know it's healthy and it's good. So with Choose Plus, we have 30. Can you imagine 30 different fruits and vegetables? 10 different fruits, 10 different veggies, and different berries and grapes. So it's a whole range. Can you imagine your kid and yourself get the ingredients and the benefits of 30 different fruit vegetables every single day, not just in the weekend when you have time to make a juice or when you stay in a nice fitness hotel or a spa hotel or whatever. No, every single day you get the ingredients of 30 different fruits and vegetables every single day. And as I said, it's naturally from the very beginning. It's over 20 years on the market. Actually, it's over 30 years on the market now. And you experience from a huge experience over the last 3 decades we already have. It's absolutely gluten-free. So if you have an issue with gluten, it's absolutely gluten-free. It has no preservatives, no artificial sweeteners, colors, nothing in it. It's non-GMO. It's herbicide, pesticide-free. It's just pure nature. And as I said, we want the best for our kids, so free from any toxic stuff. So Choose Plus is exclusively made of fruits and vegetables, as I said in the beginning, and all ingredients are harvested fully ripped. As I said, it's so important that the fruits and vegetables are fully ripped because in the last day of the growth, we have a maximum of all the micronutrients. That's why a strawberry fully ripped from my grandma's garden look different, smells different, tastes different than something from the supermarket. Okay, it's so different. Well, I remember I'm raised in Europe. You know, we have cold winter stuff like that, and I always loved pineapples and papayas and mangoes. And I remember as a student when my first trip to Asia, when I went to Asia, my first trip, I will never forget. I had the first time a fresh pineapple, a fresh mango, and a fresh papaya. I said, what the hell is this? This is delicious. And for me, was it also really delicious in Austria, you know, imported in the supermarket because I didn't know it better. But since then, I never can have it run in the supermarket or especially in a hotel when I have these cheap fruits. I only want the really ripped ones, the good ones. So they're processed while they're still fresh. And then they have a unique drying process. So what they do is when they choose these different fruits, vegetables, berries, and so on, they dry it, bring the whole water up to preserve it. Because when you put all the whole water out of my body, I look like a mummy, but I will last forever, like the mummies in Egypt, for example. So they put the whole water out to preserve it naturally, and they give away the whole sugar, so also people who are suffering from diabetes can have the benefits of the fruit. So it's a fully concentrated, and this concentrate is in a vegan capsule. And you swallow this capsule with a lot of water. The capsule opens in your stomach. The powder from fruits, veggies, and bread mixes with the water, and you absorb a fresh juice from 30 different fruits and vegetables every single day without any herbicides, pesticides, non-GMO, gluten-free, and so on. And this is an amazing product also for kids. As I said, my kids took it too and are still on the product because they love it, especially because they're very into sports and something like that. So, and we see that more and more kids in our Western society are overweight. I remember when I was in school 50 years ago, we had one overweight guy. It was luckily not me, but we had one overweight guy. When you now look at schools, it's more than 50%. They are overweight or even obese. And the the cause for that are two things. This lack of physical activity. I was always outside with my friends in the forest. It was difficult for my parents to get me in. Now it's difficult for the parents to get the kids out. They're sitting in front of their smartphone or computer, stuff like that. But luckily, we didn't have in our time. So we had a lot of activity. That was really cool. So we have a lot of a lack of activity nowadays, but also very poor nutrition that we discussed before. Too many soft drinks, too much sugar, too much processed food, nothing really fresh, too much fast food. And the thing is that we as a parent or as a grandparent, it's our responsibility to take care about our kids, because we all see advertise everywhere on TV, on a computer, on I don't know, printed in papers, wherever. It's always a lot of advertising, and when you see it, we know that unconsciously you're going to buy the things. And I want to mention something, and I have to really say that most parents even don't know what they're doing to their kids. I don't know if it's in the US, but we have a product here in Austria and Germany market. It's called Nimm2. It means in English, take two. Take two of them, not one, take two. It's a candy. And they sell it because what they do is in the candy, in the inside of the candy, they put in artificial vitamins. And they tell the parents vitamin C, D, and A, and so on is very healthy for this and this and that. It's in the candy, so take the candy. So most people got this candy in their childhood. Actually, my parents bought them too, but to be honest, I didn't like them, so I didn't become addicted to it. So most parents think to do something good because the company in the commercial says it's healthy because it has vitamin. Yeah, it has some, first of all, it has artificial vitamin, but it has a hell of sugar. So most parents, especially young parents, they're overwhelmed. They have no idea because there's so much on the market, what is really good or not. And so they believe some commercials, and it's not, because it's too much sugar. And as I said in the beginning, it's all about leading by example. And we have to inspire kids for healthy living by starting with ourselves, first of all, and show them that a healthy nutrition is the ideal base for a healthy life. And sometimes it's helpful. Maybe you find a role model kids love, maybe a musician that lives healthy, influencer, or they call it, or a movie star, or whatever. So we have to create conditions so they can motivate others for a healthy lifestyle. This is so important. And this is how it works. First of all, take yourself as a parent or a grandparent, Choose Plus. The Olympic. It's also good for you. Of course, I started 31 years taking it. I will never miss it again. Getting this concentrated nutrition from the juice and the dried fruits, and you will have an amazing impact on your health and your fitness, and you will feel it every day. And then you complete your questionnaire, and the kids get it for free. So for every adult that is ordering Choose Plus, one kit is for free, starting between the age of 4 until the age of 21, I guess. And they get it free for, 3 or 4 years. They get it for free. So as long as you stay on the product, the kit is for free for 4 years. So you really can save a lot of money. So what the seen results is, and to be honest, like that checked on our audience, when I was a young dad and I got involved in Choose Plus, I said, it's for some families, it's really difficult that the kids eat enough fruits and vegetables. I remember one of the boys said one day, Daddy, why aren't all the vitamins in my vanilla pudding? It's just fruits and some veggies I don't like. So for us, it was really good to get Choose Plus, because everything is in. And I was thinking in the beginning, okay, now that the kids taking a supplement, and we bring it away from eating fruits and vegetables. No, not at all. It happened totally, had a different impact. So what is so also with my kids, and actually 2 million families now on Choose Plus with their kids, is 2 million families. Can you imagine? They reduced their consumption of fast food and sweetened drinks by 71%. Is really high. 2/3 less sweet soft drinks, less fast food. They increased the intake of water. They heightened health awareness. So they sorry. And what I saw with my kids and for many other families is the kids ask for more fruits and vegetables. So while they are taking the product, something happened in their brain, and the brain says, "Hey, it's good for me. I want more of it." So they, besides taking Choose Plus to bridge the gap between what they should eat and they eat on a daily basis, It also increased their consumption of fruit and vegetables. And this is really, really good. This has a long time impact on a lifestyle change. It's not about just becoming addicted to another product like Just Plus. It helps people, adults, but also kids, to increase the consumption of fruits and vegetables, meaning to change their lifestyle. As we said, because children are our future. And as I mentioned at the beginning, we set the foundation of a healthy person in the childhood. Yeah, and as I said in the beginning, 96% of the 6 to 12-year-olds don't eat enough fruits and vegetables. Yeah, 96 not enough vegetables, 81 not enough fruits, and over 70% have problems. Meaning of the adults not eating much. And this is by the way, it's the most researched product on the market. And when we talk about research, we have to understand one. They're randomized studies, the so-called gold standard studies, meaning done by independent universities. They are placebo controlled, they're double blind, so meaning no group knows if they're taking the Just Plus or how to call it. I don't know the other word. A placebo, yeah. So it's placebo control, it's double-blind placebo. It's testified on the product because some companies advertise that their product has this vitamin. There are studies on vitamin C and vitamin E and stuff like whatever it is. They are healthy, and this ingredient is in my product. That's why my product is good. Here, they made the study with Just Plus. That's a huge difference with Just Plus, and there are more than 40 studies from university, from Europe, from Asia, from Australia, from the US, from Canada, and they published in peer-reviewed journals. So not just in a fancy newspaper. So there are many papers out. If you want to read more about it, let me know. It's a really high common product, and it's the best ingredients for your health what you ever can do. So I highly recommend it. Take Just for yourself, for your better lifestyle, and also for your kids, just to bridge the gap between what they should eat and eating, and change slowly every day. And that's when you love your kids and your parents' kids, do it. That's my recommendation. I did it for my kids, and then are grown olds. They're healthy, they're fit, they're very intelligent. They finish many studies on universities. Yeah, fit, healthy, clever kids. Thanks. That's the point.
Thank you, Roland. Thanks for that very informative presentation. I love when we can visualize something as well as just imagining our children. I mean, even the packaging for Juice Plus, it's simple, it's clear, it's bright, it's uplifting, and I've had great experience for now 2.5 years, I think it is. So. Yep. So thank you, Roland. We are actually out of time for this show because we have another show coming up right after this. So for people who are interested in working with you, or maybe they're interested in hearing more about how they can get involved with your men's work, can you share some information about the best way to contact you and who would be a great connection?
Yeah, thank you. The best way to contact me is send me an email. It's office@my name, RolandFriedl.com. You see it here in the banner. If you're listening to our audio podcast, it's office@RolandFriedl. I repeat it. Office@RolandFriedl.com. RolandFriedl.com is the best way to contact me. If you want to see my website, it's RolandFriedl.com. From there, you can click down when you run your own business to SBS. This means the business training offering. If WLR, it's my coaching, and S4M is sparing for men. It's the men's site. And if you're interested in Just Plus, you can also contact me or the TV the TV station, Dr. Jacqueline Kerbig. We can help you out how you can start with your kids on Just Plus. Yeah, that's all. Thanks a lot. Thanks for joining. If you love the channel, thumbs up. If you didn't already, as I said in the beginning, we also record. It's a live show, but we also record our shows, and the recording you find on YouTube. So sign up on YouTube, share it with your friends. If you love the concepts, let us know. Thanks a lot for joining.
Thank you, everyone. And to our audio audience only, Roland's name is RolandFriedl. EDL.com. We really appreciate people who are listening on podcasts as well as people who are watching on TV shows. So as long as we can continue to get the message out. Roland and I will be right back shortly in the next 15 minutes, I think it is, for our next show, which is the Mallorca Connection. And so right now we're going to close out with some sponsorships. We're going to hear from Tracy Cram-Perkins, who sold over 17,000 copies of her book, Dementia Home Care, before, during, and after. And she's also a TV show host here with the same show name. Here we go. We'll be right back. USA Global TV and Radio proudly presents Tracy Cram-Perkins, a dementia caregiving survivor teaching how to balance care with peace of mind. #1 resource for dementia caregivers. It's the book Dementia Home Care, How to Prepare Before, During, and After. Over 17,000 copies sold of this must-have guide. And now a testimonial from Tracy Smith.
If I was to describe this book to someone who is going through a similar situation, I would underscore how important it is to have some sort of a tool or a guidebook to help you through certain stages. And there's so many, it's such an unknown topic to the average person. And to have this as a reference is essential. It's going to help you get through it personally, as well as help your loved one manage.
To learn more, go to TracyCramPerkins.com. Tracy Cram-Perkins is an award-winning author. She's also the host of Dementia Home Care television show. Watch it here on USA Global TV and Radio.
In a world craving connection, one platform dared to dream bigger. USA Global TV and Radio, a beacon for global voices, authentic storytelling, and elevated listening. Led by visionary Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck, the journey from a spark to a global force is now captured in one inspiring book. Honored with YouTube's Silver Creator Award for surpassing 100,000 subscribers. Discover the evolution, the challenges, the triumphs, and the unstoppable spirit that created a global movement. Executive producer Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck. Music score by Yeffy Tang. Creative director Paul Garcia. This video and its contents are the exclusive property of USA Global TV and Radio. Unauthorized use, duplication, or redistribution in any form is strictly prohibited. Now an Amazon #1 new release in paperback and ebook. Broadcasting Brilliance, the evolution of USA Global TV and Radio, is inspiring readers around the world. Join the movement that's redefining global media one story at a time.
Thank you, viewers and listeners of USA Global TV and Radio, for joining us today. We're honoured to have your time and attention as part of our global community. At USA Global TV and Radio, we believe in the power of authentic conversations, meaningful connections, and creating a world of possibilities together. Want to be part of something bigger? Join our team of elevated listeners at usaglobaltv.com, a space where your voice matters and your ability to listen transforms relationships. Stay connected with us across all our platforms for thought-provoking discussions, expert insights, and empowering stories. Subscribe to our channels at youtube.com/c/USAGlobalTV. Follow us on social media and explore the endless opportunities we're creating for growth, learning, and inspiration. Together, we're not just broadcasting, we're building bridges and changing lives one conversation at a time. For inquiries, contact us at info@usaglobaltv.com. Music by Johnny Dies. Produced by executive producer and director Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck. Voiceover by Mike Porter. Creative direction by Paul Garcia. All rights reserved. Copyright 2025. Visit usaglobaltv.com to view our full terms and conditions.